In early 2022, I finally bought a PS3, having never owned one. I had a 360 at the time, and I always meant to get a PS3 as well because there were quite a few games on it that interested me, but it just never happened. Eventually, I built a gaming PC during that generation and mostly left console gaming behind for a time. But times have changed. That gaming PC is now hideously outdated and ironically sees far less use than the consoles it originally replaced. I've grown to have a profound appreciation for physical media to the point where I've actually bought console versions of games I own on Steam just to have them on a shelf. I don't really care much about current gaming at all, and my primary interest in games now is discovering older ones that I missed out on. Especially because their being old usually means they're much cheaper now too, which is a big bonus. All these things mean that it's the perfect time to dive into the PS3, and although I've played a few with friends in the meantime, I totally missed most PS3 exclusives at the time, and now I want to catch up. Naturally, this was one of the big titles for the PS3 early on, and I can recall this series being used as an example of good exclusives on the PS3 in those insufferable arguments everyone had about which console was better. Regardless, I've never played this, and I don't think I've even seen footage of it except for the GameTrailers.com review of it back in the day, if anyone even remembers that website. Of course, that would have been back when this was new, which was quite some time ago, so I don't really remember it. About the only thing I do know about this game is that it has that dull, dreary, monochromatic look that infested the industry like a disease and totally ruined video games for most of that generation. But I'm going to do my best to look past that because I'm genuinely interested in playing this game and have been for years. Right away, I have to say I love the cover because it's quite bleak and stark, but it's also a really good example of a cover that tells you everything you need to know about the game. It's clearly a war zone, so you can tell it's a shooter. The helmet doesn't look modern, so you can tell it's set in the past, but this gun in the background looks kind of futuristic, so it's probably alternate history, and the skull clearly isn't human, so you can tell it involves aliens or monsters. And if you're looking closely, you can see the Elizabeth Tower in the A, so you can tell it's in London, or at the very least, England. It manages to convey a lot of information while also just looking striking on its own, which is everything you could ask a cover to do. There is no defense, there is no cure. Each of our casualties just increases their numbers. Russia went dark over a year ago. Europe fell weeks later. The Chimera will reach the other continents within days. It is July 11th, 1951. Amidst the ruins of England, US and British forces take a final stand. Yes, clearly it's not going to be a light-hearted romp. And amazingly, that's it. It doesn't give a bulleted list of gameplay features or have any stupid pull quotes from airheaded mainstream reviews, just a short, nihilistic summary of how everything is fucked. I kinda love that. The only other information we get is that it has 40-person multiplayer, which is genuinely impressive in a console game from this era, considering 16 would be more common. This increased to 60 in the second game, then plummeted to 16 in the third, which is curious. And it's rated M for blood and gore, intense violence, which is somehow different than blood and gore, and strong language. Man, if we got some titties in here, it would have it all. Also a nice touch that the manual looks like a distressed document folder, and there's a lot of detail in the layout, it's printed in color, and it's quite a few pages. Remember when they still did that before they just gave up and printed the epilepsy warning on the back of the cover and called it a day? Because why pay a graphic designer to make this layout, and why pay 5 cents for the printing? It's not like multi-billion-dollar publishers are made of money. A game created and developed by Insomniac. Noteworthy for being the guys that that made Spyro the Dragon. Or at least the studio that made Spyro. It's obviously people come and go. Yeah, it's kind of a surreal experience sitting down and playing an old-ass game like this. I mean, 2006, this is an early PS3 game. This old-ass game, like it's totally new to me. Icon indicates the game is saving. Oh my god, this game has an autosave feature? Wow. You know, every game they tell me that, and every time I'm surprised. Ooh. Gotta say right off the bat, this main menu looks kind of dated. I mean, even for 06, this looks like a PS2 kind of menu. It's very kind of flat and graphic instead of like, you know, three-dimensional and fancy. Interesting. Gotta check the options. Subtitles, turn those on because I'll be talking. Music volume 6, effects 8, speech 9. That's probably too high. A problem I have with the way almost all games are mixed is they always mix the speech way too goddamn loud. Which is kind of the opposite problem movies have. I mean, movies, they have a tendency to bury the dialogue, and then in games, they have a tendency to just slam it right to the front of the soundstage to a ridiculous degree. Then again, I'm playing on a very high-quality sound system, and a lot of people aren't. So I think they do that for idiots that are using, like, their TV speakers. L2 is crouch. Okay, right off the bat, that's weird. R2 is weapon select. Primary fire, alt fire. No aim down sights, apparently. Oh, no, R3 toggle zoom. Okay. Next grenade up, find partner, previous grenade, spotlight, voice chat, yeah right, pretty sure that's down. Tilt controls on, well, I don't know what they use them for, but I suspect it's probably not great. Invert X and Y off, of course, look sensitivity 4, that's probably too low, but we'll see. New game, easy, medium, hard. My inclination's to go with hard, but I'm gonna go with medium, just in case this game is particularly difficult, which it may or may not be. I know nothing about this game. It's a pretty safe bet that medium will be fine, I guess. Invert Y off, because that's the work of Satan.
The Chimeran threat began in Russia. The origin of the virus is unknown, but its effects were devastating and swift. In the 1930s, reports of biological experiments began leaking out of Russia. Then reports of villages destroyed overnight. Then,
the two might be unrelated, you never know.
We feared the Russians had developed a weapon of unparalleled power.
And used it on themselves? That's not a great idea.
The Chimeras stayed sealed within Russia for over a decade.
That's actually a pretty long time, if it's that virulent.
That overwhelmed all of Europe in a matter of weeks. For several months we thought England was safe.
Why?
In October of 1950, the Chimera burrowed under the Channel. We had prepared for them, but in 3 months' time, the war was lost. We abandoned the cities to the Chimera and retreated to scattered military bases.
I don't like the way she's saying chimera. I mean, I don't know if it's correct for that accent, but it sounds wrong to me.
On July the 11th, 1951, the Americans launched an assault on...
Oh, thank God the Americans are here to save the day.
On the second wave of that assault was a sergeant named Nathan Hale,
who has a very boring face.
Have become a matter of both scrutiny and myth. What follows are the known events of his life.
Mainly that he has a very boring face.
The day he was last...
That's actually a nice seamless transition, though. I mean, it's pre-rendered, so it's not actually seamless, but still, look nice. If you're watching closely, you probably noticed a flash frame in that last edit, and it was this one. Apparently there was originally a medium shot of the VTOL in between the shot of the carrier and the close-up of them boarding the VTOL, and they later decided that shot wasn't necessary and removed it. But the editor accidentally left one frame of it on the timeline before rendering the video. That's a pretty rookie mistake, but it does happen from time to time. What's more surprising is that nobody caught it downstream. It wasn't noticed when reviewing the render to make sure there weren't any encoding issues. The audio team didn't notice it when scrubbing through the scene over and over to add sound effects and mix it. It's very strange. A flash frame is extremely visible at 30 FPS, especially since the color grade doesn't change from the carrier shot until the second frame of the close-up, meaning things are wrong for 2 frames instead of just 1, making it even more likely to be noticed, and it somehow wasn't.
We're good to go!
I'm already tired of how drab the game looks. I'm not gonna lie.
The American soldiers had no idea what they would soon be facing. The US government had sealed its borders in 1950. Radio waves and newspapers became state property. Only the highest levels of their government knew the truth.
That's pretty much par for the course, honestly.
The Americans were bringing supplies and tanks into York. We were giving them our one secret weapon. Something we could offer that they couldn't build themselves.
Love.
I was the commander of the convoy team that was to meet the US soldiers. We were ambushed in Manchester on the way to the rendezvous. There was no way to warn the Americans. They were on their own in York, fighting an enemy they knew nothing about. We never learnt exactly what happened there. All we know is that Nathan Hale was the sole survivor.
Because he's the protagonist, and therefore indestructible. Ow, I have no skin on my hands anymore. The Gauntlet. Operation Deliverance. Ooh. Gotta start looking for pretty mouths, guys. 6:13 Greenwich Mean Time. What would that be where I live? So East Coast is 3 ahead. England is, what is that, 8 hours ahead? What time is it in England?
It's 9:33 a.m. in London.
Oh, +8, okay. There you go. Ooh, right into the thick of it. This game wastes no time.
We're getting out of here!
We're sliding around awkwardly like we're a hovercraft.
Squad, go now! You're with me, let's go!
Aren't there supposed to be subtitles? Oh my god, I am sliding around like a hovercraft. Okay, options, audiovisual. Subtitles on, okay. I guess it's going to be that weird thing where they only do intermittent subtitles. That's irritating. Okay. God damn. Well, the game wastes no time. We're already shooting shit. Okay. So we have an M5A2 carbine. Alright, I know I'm supposed to keep moving ahead, but I'm gonna dick around and look at my gun for a bit. It's an interesting sort of thing. It's like... Oh man, it's like an M1 Garand fucked an M14 and you strapped an M203 to the bottom? That is some weird shit. Okay, zoom mode is not aim down sights, you just look down the gun, but you still have a crosshair above the sights, and you'll note the sights aren't even lined up. The rear sight is too far to the right. It's actually not lined up with the front post. But that doesn't matter because we're using the on-screen crosshair. Okay. Ooh. Okay, there's a weird mechanical sound long after the shot. There's like bang, sh. Is that supposed to be the bolt coming back forward? Because they tend to do it a lot faster than that. I want to look at the bullet casings here. Oh, they just fall through the ground. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, a lot of games do that. In fact, I'd probably go so far as to say most shooters do that. It's always disappointing, especially considering 2006. I mean, this is 5 years after Halo 1, where it had physics-enabled bullet casings just scattering all over the place and bouncing off walls, all with their own sound effects that are triggered when they strike a surface. It's a shame most of that reload happens off screen. We don't see the mag come out. We don't really see the next one go in because it's mostly off screen. Yeah, so the back of the receiver here kind of looks like an M1 Garand, but the fact that it's a detachable box magazine makes it more like an M14. Although that fore end is like a weird, more modern thing with like rails on it, which is odd for 1951. And yeah, that grenade launcher underneath is clearly modeled after an M203, which is much too modern for 1951, as far as I'm aware. Actually, yeah, I should double check that. I'm pretty sure that's too modern. That's more of a Vietnam thing, I believe. Yeah, in service 69 to present. We have a thumbhole stock. Interesting. Although made of wood, which is more appropriate for the era. I don't have a secondary weapon, it would seem, because switch weapons isn't doing anything. Oh no, I have to hold it. Okay. Press L1 to fire the rifle-mounted grenade launcher. Yes. That is the only one I have. Oh man, those things are nasty. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's some good shit right there. Oh, that was the wrong button. Damn it. I hit the modern crouch button. Sorry. It's L2. I wanted to crouch and get a closer look. Speaking of pretty mouths, look at that. That's some fucked up shit right there. You got weird tubes going in. Some sort of weird cooling fins or something on the back. Tubes going to their legs. Is that blood coming out or blood going in? It looks like they're draining their own femoral arteries, which isn't the best idea in the world. Ah, well. Can I punch dead bodies? Ooh, I can. Sort of. They don't move much. Alright, I've been standing around for a long ass time. I should probably get going. Where the hell did you guys come from? Gotta say, so far, the graphics are not bad for a very, very early PS3 game, but, also not blowing my mind. It's reasonably smooth. I realize it looks like we don't have regenerating health, because my bar at the bottom left is nearly missing a segment. It would seem the aliens or monsters, they're not aliens, they're a disease, apparently. It would seem they are, not dropping weapons. So either their weapons are not able to be picked up, or the game is doing that thing where it hasn't decided I'm allowed to have one yet. Which a lot of games do. Well, it was polite of them to not be on fire until I was looking at them. Otherwise, I might have missed that. So yes, so far, it would seem what I thought was right. This game is very, very monochromatic. About the only color on screen right now is sort of brown. I know everyone makes fun of all the shit brown shooters of this generation, but here you go. Contagious disease. Persons leaving will be shot. Quarantined by the order of the British Contagious Diseases Act. Yeah, the textures are not blowing my mind, even for the era. You know, okay, I'm gonna stop saying for the time. Just assume every statement I make from here on out has a for the time attached to it. The shading is very flat. I am having a problem where I'm looking at this, and man, almost everything looks like the same tone. Like the tonal range is very flat. Everything's sort of a mid-tone.
They've gotten up on us! Lightner! Target the hostiles on the balcony!
And there's Nolan North, who is always the voice of generic soldiers in every game ever made. Wow, this thing is not very accurate. Although it is if you fire off single shots. Okay. Yeah, Nolan North, probably most known for being Nathan Drake.
Yeah. Keep smiling, asshole. I'll see you soon.
But on top of being Nathan Drake, who's like a main character, the one thing he's done an awful lot of is just generic soldiers. Here's the thing. If I just hold the trigger down, we have a lot of spread, but if I tap it... Oh, quick. Damn it. I am examining the reticle bloom. I was gonna say, if I tap it really quickly, can I cheese it, or will it still spread? Oh, no. Yeah, you can totally cheese it. So if you hold it, it spreads, but if you tap it just as fast, it's like perfectly accurate. Well, that's good to know. I'm totally gonna fudge that. Ooh, that was a nice stock explosion sound to my right. You hear that one in Marathon 2. It's kind of odd. I'm noticing one of the things that does feel a little strange is when you shoot enemies. Like, you get the blood splat on the ground, like behind his head, but there's no actual decal on the body itself for, like, a bullet hole. Which even GoldenEye did on the N64. Although I am almost dead. I have not seen a medkit yet, which is a little bit troubling. Also, I've not really been careful either because I'm kind of standing out in the open observing things. I'll get better about that as the game goes on. I'm just trying to soak it all in right now. Please tell me I can knock these around. Oh, I can. Excellent. Also, is the sound of that tumbling around? Oh, that table exploded in sympathy for the can. That almost sounds like the sound for tin cans tumbling around in Fallout 3, but I'm not sure it's the same. Blow my mind if they actually used a stock sound for a tin can tumbling around, because that would be very easy to record, your own. Like, just buy the cheapest can of something from the store and then throw the can around. That's not going to break the budget.
Behold!
Can I not break the chairs? Oh my god. The tables break. Or the kitchen table did. But these don't. Okay. We have selective breakability. And a very naff looking reflection there. Oof. So the wall gets decals. That gets wood decals. They look different. Okay. Good. This table does not get decals. Ooh, glass does. And oh, it looks really good, actually. That is a very good glass decal. Glass break decal. Oh, and you can actually break the glass in chunks? Oh, look at that. Oh, shit. Holy crap. That's actually really good for 06. Unfortunately, it does at the end. Once it's sustained enough damage, it does just all fall. But that it's location-specific at all is impressive because most games in this era would do what that did at the very end, where it just all breaks at once. But it actually breaks based on where you hit it. It's not just a canned effect. And yet it goes in like long arcing runners. Holy shit. That looks fucking amazing for 06. That is probably the best glass breaking of the era. An example I always give of really good glass breaking would be Chaser from 2003, which is a PC game. I don't think it ever had a console version. The glass breaking in Chaser is really believable. But the problem with Chaser, as I recall, I could be wrong about this, it has the limitation that the glass has 0 thickness. It's clearly just an infinitely thin plane. This actually has some thickness to it, which would make that probably the best glass breaking from the era, at least that I'm aware of. Nice bump mapping on this tile here. That legitimately has an illusion of depth to it without being real geometry. Not groundbreaking for the era. I mean, Halo 1 did that on the original Xbox, so these shelves look exceedingly flat because there's no shadows of any kind. These cans aren't casting shadows. Oop, they didn't accidentally put American outlets in here, which is good. Oh, sorry, I've been dicking around downstairs looking at the graphics. Don't mind me. I'm glad they sat there and waited for me. Again, absolutely no signs of injury. Lying in a pool of blood, but no decals from being shot. That's kind of weird. Oops, that's right, I was low health. Oh man, even the car. Oh man, you can knock the car around and the doors come off. Oh, that's great. I gotta play around with that after the area's clear. Give me a sec. I gotta say, the aiming's a little weird. When I'm just moving around, it seems too slow, or it's just on the edge of too slow. But when I'm actually aiming down, well, not aiming down sights, but when I'm zoomed in like this, and I'm doing fine adjustments, it's a little too twitchy. So when I want it to be fast, it's not quite fast enough, and when I want it to be precise, it's a little too fast. Alright, is the area clear? Can I fuck these cars now? Oh, look at that! You could pop the tires! Oh, that's so fucking cool. Oh, that's fantastic. And they actually sag down correctly. The tire deforms. You get a sound effect for it. Now, see, the cars have this sort of basic, cheap glass break I would expect, where you just sort of shoot it, and it just disappears. That's what I was expecting. Yeah, they all just do that, and then you have, like, the cheap textures flying away, like there's just like particles, but the glass just disappears. So it's weird that windows break so convincingly and in such a detailed location-specific way, where it's clearly procedural, not canned. But yeah, the way the car windows broke, that's what I was expecting all the glass to do. Oh, that's fantastic. Although I gotta know, will a melee do it? Oh, it will. That's disappointing. Yeah, so it's just any damage will do it. They didn't program it so that a melee is not considered penetration damage. Slightly disappointing, but I'll still give them all the credit in the world for doing that at all. And I like that I can blow the doors off too. What would a grenade do? Oh, it actually sets them off like explosions. Oh. I should have expected a Hollywood explosion. I was expecting it just to, like, blow the doors off and tumble the car. I wasn't expecting it to fireball explode. Fire effect... acceptable. It's a bit stylized in a weird sort of way. It looks like stylish brush strokes, not real fire. So that's that sort of stylish painterly look is not quite appropriate here, but you know, from back here, if you're not paying too much attention, you're just like looking around, it's fine. But yeah, let's move on. That grass is floating. There wasn't actually any items in here, was there? I guess there was some ammo. I'll take that. Can only carry 3 extra mags, which I guess isn't terrible considering they're 50-round mags. I mean, with the size of these casings coming out, look at those, they're huge. You'd think this thing would barely hold 20 rounds in a big-ass magazine. I like the dust falling from the ceiling, though, when artillery hits. Can I break this? Oh, I can. Excellent. You can break the shroud, then the bulb, and then the other half of the shroud. Nice. Obviously, the bullet would go straight through all 3, but still, that's surprisingly detailed in that it has multiple destruction states. Except this one, apparently, I can't hit the bulb. There we go. Sparks come from above the socket, but that's acceptable. I just like that they're breakable at all. Can I make this guy fall off the roof? Sorry, bud, I just want to see you tumble off the edge, because it would be funny. Come on. Work with me here. Oh, he's good and stuck. Alright. I guess we'll leave him for now. Walking tank. Metal Gear! I don't know why I'm looking around. I don't know if this game has any sort of collectibles, but I highly doubt it. Although there is an extras option in the menu. Skill points, rewards, skill point. Reading is fun. Okay, that implies there's some sort of readable pickups. Chicks dig ice train. Too many secrets, in for a penny. But there's no description of what they are, so I don't know how to get them. Okay, those are general. And in York we have supersonic meat cubes, homing beacons, and chimera pate. I don't know what those are because there's no description. Is that a challenge I need to do? Like, supersonic meat cubes, I'm assuming that's launch a dead body with an explosion, maybe? Fuck if I know. Picked up a frag grenade, which is a weird sound for that. Those must be, yeah, those are underbarrel grenades, which I haven't even fired yet. Actually, since they're there, let's fire them not in combat so I can examine the sound. Oh. And the launch is a stock explosion sound. That's the sound it should make when it impacts. That's clearly an explosion. Again, it's that stock explosion you can hear in Marathon 2, among other things. They seem to fire way too far. And if you do them straight in the air, they obviously don't come back down, because those just disappeared. Which is fine, you're not supposed to shoot them straight in the air. Bullseye. The Bullseye is the Chimeran main battle rifle. Aha! I was right, they were doing that thing where the enemy weapons just dematerialized until they decided that you can pick one up, which means now all the enemies are probably going to drop one. It has a rapid cyclic rate and high damage capability. Pressing L1 fires a homing tag. Once a foe is marked, the tag will draw the Bullseye's primary fire. Oh! Skillful placement of the tag allows entire magazines of ammunition to be placed on a target from the safety of cover. Oh, it's also very effective against fast-moving targets. So I could hit him with the tag, crouch behind cover, and then just shoot over the cover, and it'll home that well? I like the look of it. It's very distinctly different than the human weapon, which is important, considering it's these weird fucking monsters. It's got an interesting sound to it. Ooh, yeah, it does have a high cyclic rate. Ooh, no, I don't like the reload. It's too fast and cartoony. Oh man, yeah, no one could do that fast. It's like in fast forward, it looks terrible. Also, you'll note in the animation, it's mag out, mag in, and then he smacks the mag when it's in, and there's no sound for him smacking it. That's disappointing. So I'm gonna try, hit you with a tag. If I then do this. Oh, that is so fucking cool. Holy shit. That's amazing. Okay, it looks like it times out, though. Interesting. Alright. I really should be being more careful about health, but I'm too busy examining shit. It's all still new and exciting to me. Oh, even the trash cans are physics-enabled. Fantastic. Although there's nothing in them to tumble around. Bullseye rounds, tags. Oh, right, yeah, the tags are considered a separate piece of ammo, because, yeah, the alt-fire is... I have 5 shots. Alright. I was hoping it would just consume multiple of the primary or something, but yeah, it's a different ammo entirely. With a max of 6, they don't give me many. Aha, see, there's a readable pickup. That's what I've been looking for. Line medic observations. Creatures enter through the airway. Some remain outside to mend injuries. Injuries are self-inflicted bruises and lacerations. Victims compulsively try to tear the creatures out of themselves. Comatose state, no pain response, rapid shallow breathing, static pupils, feverish temperature, profuse sweating, dehydration appears, inevitable if they remain where they lay. Enemies sometimes kills outright, other times infects bodies, leaving them comatose. Found 2 uninfected corpses with the flesh almost entirely eaten away. Infected bodies are left alone. That's kind of fucked up, but thematically appropriate. I'm not opposed to fucked up. I can't get over how good that glass is. It's also weird to see something this thematically bleak from the studio that made Spyro the Dragon. You see, I haven't yet decided if the smart thing to do... I'm dying here. I haven't yet decided if the smart thing to do is to move around a lot to present a moving target, or if the smart thing to do is stay in cover. It seems like either way I'm getting hit an awful lot. Oop, I heard the disk drive move. Loading something. Probably these enemies. Now see, that was nice because I had these guys distracting them. It's very important to have teammates drawing their fire. Do I have to go get the intel again, or does that persist through death? That persists through death. Excellent. I love when games do that. Taste grenade. Oh, they're not here yet. Ooh. Skill point acquired. In for a penny. Oh, okay. I accidentally got something. Kill 3 hybrids with a single grenade. See, it would be better if you told me what that was, so that I could then try to get it. Otherwise, I just get it by accident and go, oh, look, I accidentally got a thing. Which isn't nearly as satisfying as doing it on purpose.
Looks like your squad got it bad. Come on, let's get to the depot double time.
Oh. It's nice of you to talk to me when I wasn't even looking at you and was very far away. Yeah, see, graphically, there's some weird stuff going on where, like, particularly here with all this foliage, the foliage is not terribly impressive. It's okay. But in wider shots like this, it almost looks like it's between a PS2 and PS3 game. It's definitely far beyond a PS2 game, but it's certainly nowhere near what was achieved with the PS3 even just a couple years later. But again, it's a very early PS3 game, so I can cut it a lot of slack that way. Also, we haven't had a load screen yet, which is kind of remarkable. Clearly there's one here, but it's a decent-sized area without a load.
Captain, you seeing this? What the hell is that?
It's dust. Oh no, it's... Oh.
So get OFF, off, the insect repellent that really works.
Oh.
No one knows exactly how Hale was infected by the Chimeran virus. Our only clue is a journal entry recovered from the body of a US medic. It says that he encountered a number of comatose soldiers in a dry creek bed. One of the soldiers, a sergeant, suddenly woke up. Unlike the other soldiers, his body had no wounds at all. The sergeant refused any kind of medical examination, insisting on catching up to the rest of the company.
So is he still full of bugs, or did they all crawl out?
Then he remains the only known person to wake up after being infected. Whether the Chimeran virus mutated within him, or whether his body had an innate resistance to it, remains a mystery.
In other words, we didn't want to write an explanation. That's fine. A lone survivor. It is now 7:47. What was it before? 6:40? It's been like an hour? York, England. Unlike the obviously much superior New York, which is better because it's American.
Hey, Sarge, you all right? They told me Arrow 2 was wiped out. Come on.
Wait a minute. the scene just told us that we refused any medical examination, which means shouldn't we from here be like post Nathan refusing medical examination? Why are we now, like this level started with us waking up and getting off the ground, implying it's like an immediate continuation? Because she said, I guess this guy's a medic. And by found bodies, I guess it means he ran up and went, hey, we gotta get going, and he didn't look at the others at all. Okay. I guess I misinterpreted what was going on there.
Damn these things!
Ooh. Wow, they blow into chunks. That's awesome.
Where the hell are the Brits?
Dead, I guess. I don't think you do have me covered. You're shooting somewhere else entirely. Oh. And now the medic is dead, which means he couldn't possibly have written about us in his journal, like the cutscene told us he did. I mean, I know the cutscene said it was found on the... It was a diary found on the body of a medic, but, I mean, there wasn't enough time between when we woke up and there for him to have written about it. This is a dead end. Why did I come up here? You told me... Oh, there's a bridge. Oh, okay. Ugh, look at all the banding in the sky. Ugh. What did you get with 8-bit? Unfortunately, 8-bit was the standard for a bajillion years, and kind of still is. 10-bit true 10-bit HDR hasn't really proliferated too much. I mean, it exists, obviously, but it's not like literally everything is 10-bit now. I do wish this game was in color, though. Pick up a Chimeran Sym-Bac serum to restore 25% of your health. Oh, okay. I was wondering why there were no medkits of any kind in the previous level. Apparently, the medkits are in the form of something Chimeran we can absorb, which wouldn't be possible until we've been infected. I'm assuming that's it there. So I guess there are no health kits in the game, which I guess explains why all the other soldiers are dying instantly, because there's no way to heal. March 23rd, 1950. Medical Journal, Dr. Ian Coxon. Further research into Chimeran physiology suggests their rapid regeneration ability may be the result of more than their metabolic rate alone. We have known for some time that sufficient damage will kill a Chimera outright, or leave it with lasting wounds that the creature cannot heal. But recent research suggests the Chimera have developed a symbiotic bacteria, which complements and amplifies their healing abilities. The bacteria are suspended in a viscous yellowish fluid our researchers have dubbed the Sym-Bac serum. We believe the bacteria is likely destroyed during the healing process, which means the Chimera would be dependent on further injections of the serum as they sustain more damage. Neat. I like when they explain shit. If you're in sci-fi, you can either just say, here it's alien healing juice, or you can do that, where you just, you know, it doesn't need to get super detailed or physiologically plausible, but, you know, bacteria suspended in a liquid that amplifies their healing abilities, you know, it's not exactly a super in-depth medical description, but it's enough for me to buy it. Ooh, here's the thing. U.S. Isolationist League. Keep America out of foreign wars. Ask, why are we fighting? The Department of War budget has increased by an average 60% per year for the last 5 years. This has more than tripled the size of the American Expeditionary Force. Will ours be the first generation in the history of the United States of America to engage in foreign aggression? Remember, answers come from questions, not bullets. Write your representatives. Tell them to stay out of Europe. Say no to foreign wars. And then your representatives won't give a shit, because that whole government of the people, by the people thing is just a sham they tell stupid people. You don't actually have a say in what they do. And I was really hoping these would break apart, but they don't. They're at least physics enabled. They moved a bit. I was hoping they would blow into debris. I love debris. You prick. Okay, I gotta say, the aim assist is actually kind of counterproductive. What was happening there... Oh god. Avoid taking damage to regenerate. Oh, you do regenerate. Okay. So we've obtained that part of their abilities. Okay, the aim assist is driving me nuts, because what it's doing is it's doing the classic magnetizing to the enemy thing that aim assist generally does, but it's done in a really irritating way, where because it sort of magnetizes you to whatever part of them you're looking at, even if you're looking at a part that's not their center of mass. So And since their hitbox, or their detection radius for the crosshair turning red is a little too big, the aim assist kicks on when you're not even quite aiming at them. And then it sort of resists you adjusting the aim, even though you kind of need to because you're not quite lined up. So in a way, by being overly generous, the aim assist is actually working against me. I'm not digging that at all. That's gonna take some getting used to.
Baker 12, we've got what's left of 5 and 10. Approaching depot from Romeo Road, ETA 10 minutes. God damn it, someone's gotta be around here. Where's Arrow? Arrow came in over the AA, then bought in the street.
We'll say all the interiors have this problem of being... Oh, the boards are clipping through that window. That's a little awkward. Look how, like, empty this is. I mean, I know, like, it's a blown-out building, but there still should be something in here. Can I fall this far? Oh, yeah, I didn't even take any damage. I expected a little.
You'll have to find another way to the depot. We're bringing the second cab around on November Road. ETA at depot, 15 minutes.
Okay, that was weird. The actual volume on the voice there was panned. It was positioned on this dead body, and also when I was over here, it was like when I was all the way over there, it was too quiet to hear really, and it got louder as I got close to it. But if you notice, even when it was too quiet to hear, the background hiss was uniformly loud regardless of distance. So I could tell there was a radio going because I heard the background hiss, but the dialogue was ramped way down, which you'd think the background hiss would just be part of the sound and they would fade in volume equally. And apparently we have vehicles in this game, which is interesting. I was not expecting that. And I can't turn the treads independently of the turret. Yeah, like here, if I press left or right, I don't move at all. And if I press forward, it turns to be forward of the turret. So we have like Halo controls here, where forward just goes the direction you're aiming, but that doesn't quite make sense on a tank. Because in Halo you can strafe. This is behaving like the Warthog in Halo, even though it should be able to strafe. It's weird I can't. Actually, I discovered in a subsequent playthrough, because I've played this game 3 times now, that it is possible to move the tank body independently of the turret. You just have to hold R2, and as long as you do, left and right on the left stick rotate the tank body, and up and down go forward and back, regardless of which way you're facing. You don't tilt the stick the direction you want to go, up is always forward. But if you let go of R2, left and right on the left stick do nothing, which is a bizarre way to design this, and I would greatly prefer if the tank just worked this way all the time, without having to hold R2 continuously. But at least it's possible at all. It's just weird the game never tells you this, even though there's on-screen text explaining many other things. And even if you check the instruction manual where it lists the controls for the tank, it doesn't list R2 as doing anything. I have no idea why they completely neglected to mention this, but it is there. But hey, stuff blows up nicely. It appears to have infinite ammo since the bar just fills instead of having a number. Has decent splash damage. Excellent. And it sends bodies tumbling because ragdoll physics.
Baker 12 to Baker 1. We're at the depot. There's too many of them, sir. We can't take the depot without armor. Armor's on the way. You hold that LZ. No one dies until I get there. Is that clear?
Oh, that's it? Oh, that could have gone on for several more minutes.
The Americans regrouped at an abandoned bus depot in southeast York. Under the command of a Captain Winters, they staged a...
You can tell he's a badass because he's wearing shades.
The Chimera had begun to close in on their position. If the Americans could secure the site, they would have a perfect landing zone, and the battle would tip in their favor.
Wait, just from a landing zone? It took over entire countries in, like, no time at all. All of Europe fell in, what did they say? Like 3 months or something? I don't think one landing zone is going to turn the tide of the war.
Really dug in there, sir. They must know this is a prime landing zone. If we can hold it, we'll get some reinforcements of our own in here. Yes, sir.
Oh, I hate this sliding around. It looks so bad. Yeah, the aiming's a little too twitchy to be doing it at this range. Kinda like the sound for picking up health. Got that kind of glass tink to it. Possible biological agents involved. AA makes air support unreliable. Enemy shows no sign of self-preservation. Expect suicide attacks. It's kind of weird there's no music. Did you see that? Yeah. He just got too close to this fire and died via convection because he ran up to a fire. What an absolute buffoon. And that hitbox on that fan is way too big, or bus. It's way too big. I guess I can't shoot through the shield on that turret, even though it's clearly a grill. Grenade out! Oh, even that didn't work. Apparently that shield on the turret is literally indestructible, which is immensely silly. Oh, that was Steve Blum. He's another guy that does additional voices in everything ever made. There's a couple times he's been a main character, but he's usually just, you know, generic soldier on the field. He's one like Nolan North. He does a lot of that sort of thing. I mean, someone has to, and he's really good at it. But it's a shame because he's actually a pretty great voice actor. I would love to see him do main characters more. He's the main character of Bulletstorm. He's the main character. He's Vincent Valentine in Dirge of Cerberus. What's north? I don't have a compass. Oh man, they take a lot of shots. It does make this gun feel a bit lame. Also, it's a real shame that when you do this and you pull up your weapon menu, it goes like dead silent. Except for the like fire crackling to my left. So like there's all this shit, all these shots and explosions and then instant total silence. That's really awkward. I'm doing the gruff soldier thing.
Just hold this little piece of heaven. Tabazzini, bring those tanks in here and scrape out a landing zone. Sir! Incoming!
He's so badass, he doesn't even need a helmet. Oh, owie.
We know from the craters that the Chimera ended the battle by launching Spires. There is no defense against a Spire attack. By the time you see them in the air, it's already too
I'm getting
late.
Turok 2 vibes from this narrator.
Spires release swarms of crawlers. Literally thousands of them can come from a single spire. Whole cities
But the spires are huge though, so literally thousands is not surprising.
done their work. The Chimeras send in carriers to collect the dormant victims.
Oh, look at those things.
The role of the
Oh, those look
carriers is to
awesome.
transport infected humans to conversion centers. It's at these locations that the Chimeran creatures are born. Hale was brought to a conversion center in the town of Grimsby. My convoy team and I were imprisoned at the same location. We had been captured uninfected, so we were put in makeshift pens until they could infect us.
Why don't they just do it? It clearly doesn't take long, but alright. Fate's worse than death. So, Chimeran Conversion Center. So she said in the narration we were taken to a conversion center and we're just gonna be... Are we just gonna cut there from the previous scene? With no transition? Oh yeah, we are just gonna cut here. Okay. I mean, I can assume we all passed out when the bugs scattered everywhere, but... Why would the bugs make me go unconscious if I'm already infected? Don't they leave infected bodies alone? Ew. Slithering up the tube was great. Wait, they left me with my guns? What the fuck? Alright. I mean, I was expecting, I wasn't expecting this game to turn into a full-on stealth game, but I was expecting at least a brief moment of not having guns and I'd have to scrounge up a weapon or sneak past a couple of these things until I could find a gun. But no, I guess they scooped up all the comatose soldiers, threw us in this conversion center with our gear, and yet they're piling all the rest of the gear in the corner. That's really odd. Why do I have my guns? I mean, I know it's a shooter, but come on. Oh, look at these things. Oh, they look great. Oh, yeah. They sort of leap at you. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. That's good shit there. Oh, fuck, that's disgusting. Holy shit. That's good shit right there. That's legitimately disturbing. A sort of welted up roll of skin where this has gone through the surface up against the penetration. Ooh, ooh. Oh yeah, that's a great design there. Those look really good. Well, in that they look fucking terrible. It almost looks like the mouth on that thing. And the eye, yeah, the shape of that's almost given me vibes of that famous, well, infamous painting, The Anguished Man, if you've ever seen that. Fair warning before you look it up, it's legitimately troubling. He's having a little pensive daydream there. Or he's dead, I'm not sure which. Ooh, I like the honeycomb design on this glass here. Which isn't breakable. Okay, so these cells are clearly full of dead guys, because there's like pools of blood. But why would there be dead guys in here? Don't they infect bodies? Oh. Shake the controller. Oh, no. Well, I guess we found out where the tilt sensor is. Oh yeah, that guy's on a blood puddle too. Yeah. So these are all... Why was I thrown in with dead bodies if I clearly wasn't dead? Surely they noticed I wasn't dead and was infected, and they would just put me in a holding cell? Until the infection takes hold, which for some reason it's not, but they don't know that yet. What is this? Is it just scenery? Does it blow up if I shoot it? Crosshair's not red. It does blow up if I shoot it. Okay. Well, I'm glad I stepped back. More dead guys. More boots. They seem to like boots. I'm making sure to collect those. Oh, can I push this off the edge? Oh no, it just breaks. Wow. My wooden gun butt just explodes other wood. That's right. I have superior wood. Can I blow up this whole stack? Ooh, it kind of launches the one at the top. That's cool. I'm not sure what that is, but I broke it. Oh, the lids on these are separate from the... Are separate from the body. But they sort of just spin in place until you've hit them enough that they pop off. That was a really weird looking effect. Again, we have that same problem where the game is fucking monochrome, and not only is it monochrome, but everything's the same value. I mean, there is tonal range here. It's not like literally everything is the same value, because if that was true, it would just be a gray screen. But there's not as much tonal range as I would like. That's not very bright. That's not very dark. And then, like, everything else is kind of the same. Those pipes are basically the same value as the wall behind them. This cage is basically the same value as those pipes. It's so flat. I'm really not digging that. I actually like low contrast, and this is too flat for me, so that should really say something.
Oi, mate! Over here! Over here! Help us! Get us the hell out of here!
Ooh.
Over here! The console! Shoot the console!
No, we can save her because she's a woman.
Bloody hell!
Did I mention I'm British?
I'm Parker.
Hey, Sergeant Hale, 1st Rangers.
Oh, he can talk.
American. We thought the Chimera stopped all of you in York.
Chimera.
Those creatures.
Even if he didn't know they were called Chimera because he wasn't briefed, pretty sure he could infer that from what she said.
I'm sorry, Hale. Looks like you'll have to find your own way out. I'll be in touch. Frequency 77.6.
It's weird, the animation's quite smooth, but it's also very stylized. It's more stylized than the rest of the visuals, which are rendered pretty realistically. So it looks good, but also stands out.
They showed unmistakable Chimeran traits. It was subtle, but it was there. Whoever Nathan Hale was...
Like my ex-boyfriend's penis.
Human.
Oh my god. I didn't know there was... I was watching this guy shove balls into holes. I didn't know there was a guy over here waiting to pop out of his Doom 3 closet there. So apparently these things are like cores you can shove into these to power stuff. That looks like that's what he was gonna do. Oh wow, that second board. That middle board was inexplicably far tougher than the others. He just dropped that and exploded it on himself. Fantastic. No, I don't have any grenades. Yeah, this guy's still here. I thought so. You can't hide from me. Well, I gotta say, it is nice having regenerating health now. And I do very much like that it recharges in segments. Which I think is the best way to do regenerating health. A few other games have done it that way. Halo Reach did the same thing, where there was like, you had a health bar underneath your shields, and it would regenerate to a point, but not all the way. A few games have done that. I actually really like it. I have mixed feelings on regenerating health, and I think having multiple segments and it regenerating in segments, but if a segment drains completely, it doesn't. I think that's kind of the best happy medium. 1736 GMT, there are some of the Cloven in the holding pen across from us. I hope we get to see them infected before the crawlers get to us. I bet they make slip skulls out of the devils. 2118, the Cloven have been screaming for hours. Jensen knows a little Russian. Says they're yelling something about the angry night coming, crazy bastards. The Menials finally began infecting the Cloven. They didn't fight against the crawlers. They all simply chewed the veins out of their own wrists. They bled to death rather than be converted. I mean, that's some fucked up shit. And yet there's a slight cheese factor to this game. It seems to be at odds with that. It's kind of frustrating, actually. Nice colored dynamic light there. Especially with it behind us. It's like rim lighting that little plate cover in the center of the gun below that hose. And if I go over here, it looks shit brown like everything else. Yeah, there's like almost color in the game. Look at that. Oh my god, there's blue. Oh, please tell me I can smash this. Oh, it's empty. I was hoping it would explode and have a water splash effect. I think Red Steel had that. You could shoot like these water coolers and like the tank would explode and there'd be a big splash. That was a Wii game. That looks like something out of Fallout. Oh, I can pop the door open. Oh, that's awesome. It's empty, but they actually modeled in the racks for all of the vendable drinks. In case of fire, do not use lift. It's probably good advice. Some disconcerting amount of sparking going on, though. Also an interesting design here in that it's not lifted up by a cable or by like a counterweight or anything. The motors that are moving it are actually on the lift itself. That's somewhat unconventional. Usually it would be a big motor somewhere else pulling a cable. Could be wrong about that, though. I'm not an elevator expert, but that seems weird to me.
Eyes peeled. We need to learn all we can about this place.
Okay. Well, we've got the weird anguished man slash Strog things carrying around these exploding ball things. I think they're supposed to be shoving them in these sockets, but I haven't seen one actually do that yet. I think he might have just done it, but it's on the other side. Someone put one in that one so I can see it happen. Oh, look. Don't you want to pick this up? Come on now, don't be shy. Ooh, ooh. Hey, there's one of those things. Oh, look at that. Oh, that looks so good. Oh, that's a fucking awesome design. I don't know, I've got a soft spot for floating tentacle-y things in sci-fi. And on top of its weird, gross tentacles, it's got like these weird orifices? Orify? Like weird bioluminescent lights lining it. Oh, that's great. Hello there. I gave away my position by breaking that crate for no reason. I probably shouldn't have done that. Here's a question. Can I break this glass? This is probably unbreakable specifically so I can't shoot those guys. Yes, it is. You can tell it's unbreakable because it has the wire inside reinforcing it. That's video game shorthand for you can't break this glass, no matter what you hit it with. I don't know why it always works that way, but it does. Can I shoot through this grate? No. Oh, that's annoying. It's a fucking grate. What do these do? Better watch out, guys. They like stealing helmets and boots. Oh god, what is that? Oh, it's a sentry gun. Okay. It's charging shots. I thought it was going to explode like a landmine. I'm assuming there are more. Or are there not more? Was that it? Oh, there's one. Okay. Two, actually. I gotta say, the grass, it's not too bad. I mean, obviously, if you get super close like this, you go, oh man, that's not great, but obviously you're not supposed to do that. From here, it looks alright. It's fairly thick. There's a decent density to it, but its movement is very canned. It doesn't react to me moving through it, of course. It's all kind of bunched up against the wall and this post, but then out here where there's more movement, it's been prevented from growing. That looks actually pretty realistic and believable. Hedgehog. The Hedgehog grenade is a Chimeran anti-personnel munition. It is thrown like an ordinary hand grenade. Upon landing, it springs up and expands into a spiny cluster. At its kill height, the Hedgehog fires spines in all directions with enough force to pin targets against nearby walls. The effect is especially deadly in confined quarters. Yeah, that last sentence kind of goes without saying. When you say it can pin targets to walls. If that's as cool as its description, that is a really good weapon design. Which, so far, I like the weapon design. This thing with its homing dart is brilliant. Ooh, a shotgun. The Rossmore 236 combat shotgun is employed by the British Army for base defense and urban warfare. It is noted for its potent stopping power, especially in close quarters engagements. Thank you for explaining to me what a shotgun is. Since the Chimeran invasion, soldiers have found the shotgun very adept in dispatching howlers. Press L1, discharges both barrels. This method is less efficient than firing the barrels singly, but using it effectively can sometimes mean the difference between life and death. There you go, the word singly, that's not used very often. It's completely correct, but people just don't say that very often. Fire it singly, where most people would say fire one barrel. So it's double barrel, above and below, but it's pump action. I'm not sure how you design that. Oh, yep. That shell going in, that's a stock sound. That's in Half-Life 2 and Duke Nukem Forever. Venner time switch. It's a surprisingly detailed cover plate on that box, actually. It's got a convincing depth to it, where that text does look raised. Huh. It's actually one of the better textures. Then you see like this forklift, and it's awful. Even for the time, again. This guy shot earlier. Amazingly, his body is still here. Seems like this game keeps bodies around for a long time, which most games don't. Which has always really bothered me. There's so many games where, like, they despawn dead bodies, like, 1 second after they hit the ground, which is always so distracting. Like, at least wait until I'm looking the other way or something. Especially when there's games that can keep bodies around forever. Doom keeps bodies around forever. Halo 1 keeps bodies around forever. Why can't other games? Alright, this is the perfect time to try this out. It does throw enemies around quite nicely. But yeah, the gunshot's a bit weak. It doesn't have a particularly thunderous boom to it, you know? Like for a shotgun, it sounds a bit anemic. Not only does the shot sound a bit, it's just very sudden and brief and there's no bass to it, but the pump sound is also like really weak. It's like super thin and only high pitched. There's no, I mean, you want a shotgun pump sound effect to be big and fucking meaty. So I am supremely disappointed in the audio presentation of the shotgun. Which is a shame, because if there's one gun you don't want to fuck up, it's the shotgun. But at least from a gameplay perspective, oh god. At least from a gameplay perspective, it does indeed seem to be quite effective. And what happened there, let me try that. I fired, I reloaded, and it zoomed back in. I hate when games do that. Oh god. If I reload, it's because I don't want it to zoom back in after the reload. Like, I reloaded because I'm done. So I have to manually zoom out and then reload if I don't want it to go back when I'm done. I'll just remember to unzoom before I reload. Oh man, yeah, I really like these things' faces. It's a really good design. All the extra eyes. This disgusting, thin-looking membrane stretched across the opening of the mouth. It's like a thin webbing, which it makes it looks grosser that it's kind of like that thin web instead of like a meatier cheek. The weird sort of Voldemort nostrils are nice. I like that switch design. I don't like the cheesy musical sting when I make progress though. That's, again, like I said, there's like a thin layer of cheese to this that's not quite working for me, although it does make the game kind of charming in a way. You can definitely tell this game is generationally transitional, you know? In a lot of ways, it feels more like a PS2 game, even though it's quite technically, it's quite obviously technically a PS3 game. This wouldn't run on a PS2 at all, but philosophically, it kind of feels more that era.
Of tubes transported the bodies from one stage of conversion to another. Once humans are infected by the Chimeran virus, they fall into a coma.
Yet we know this.
The virus begins changing their bodies from the inside out, eventually turning them into one of the Chimeran creatures.
We know this.
The conversion centers simply speed up the process.
I guess they couldn't think of anything to do on that load screen, so they just repeated information.